everyone, and welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. It is time, as you can see, for our second watch along of the season in this run-in after the lockdown period. Football is back, and as you can tell by the title, it is of course the watch along for today's game, Palace away against Liverpool, who are only a couple of games away from potentially being champions. Well, say potentially, they're going to be champions of England. Thank you all of you guys who are already here in the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. Oh, I'm just watching the end of the Man United Sheffield United game as we speak. Man United cruising 3-0 and Sheffield United dropping like a stone, a team that we can definitely catch the way we're playing. Or can we? Big news coming out before we get into my thoughts on this game. The lineup. I think it shocked everyone, and there's a lot of people going into meltdown over the lineup and their reaction to the lineup. Key players, obviously Guaita and Benteke, are out of the starting lineup. They're not even on the bench as well, and I think that's a lot of people are upset about that. I was very shocked by that. I didn't realise the club have obviously kept that quiet. There's obviously either a knock for those players. I think that both of them are going to have an injury of some sort, because I don't see why they wouldn't be on the bench at least if they didn't have an injury, you know. So I do think that there has been a slight problem there with injuries, which is a shame. But equally, when you see players like Saka coming in and also Townsend, I think there's clearly going to be, Luka dropping out for McCarthy. Roy's also got rotation in mind because of the busy schedule, because of the quick turnaround. Yes, we'd like to see a full strength team, a team that has got 4 clean sheets and 4 wins in a row, play Liverpool. Of course we want to see that, but I think Roy's got the bigger picture in mind. He's not looking short term, he's looking long term over the course of the season, and what's the best way to keep the squad as fit as possible. He's come out and already said if we keep 14, 15 players in this first team fit, we got a chance of Europa League, and that's exactly why I think he's done what he's done here and rotated a few players, and hopefully Guaita and Benteke aren't injured. I have a feeling they are, purely because I'd expect them to be on the bench. It is a bit of a shock, but I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. Of course, get involved in the chat and let me know. Let me know how you're feeling about it, because of course it is a little bit of a shock to the system. I don't think anyone really was expecting it. But we've just got to get on with it. You know, there's no way that we can, there's nothing we can do about it now. Of course, going into this game, I'm feeling really optimistic. I thought this is a great chance for us to potentially get a shock result against Liverpool. Not as confident now, although I am still happy with certain areas on the pitch. I think McCarthy is a great addition to have, that sort of energy in the midfield. He's I think, a like-for-like change with Luka in many ways. And also up front as well, I think that having Ayew in the middle, I think he's a lot better in the middle. And Townsend always offers a lot of energy, and he's definitely a threat going forward, and obviously helping the defence out as well. So I'm not too upset about that. It's just mainly the disruption in the back four, bringing Saka in. I know he's a great player on his day, and he could be the key in terms of playing out from the back and trying to get us going. But just a little bit, and obviously Hennessy being goal as well. Those two big changes in the in the starting lineup are a bit of a concern to me, if I'm honest. So hopefully it doesn't make too much of a difference to the outcome or how we play, at least. But then again, when you look at Liverpool's team, they're full strength. They've got Robertson back in, they've got Wijnaldum starting in the midfield, and they've got Salah starting up front as well. So they've got a fully fit, probably their best 11 out there, which is not what you want to see, and makes it a lot harder for us. I'm still going into this not expecting anything, but hoping we put in the same sort of performances that we've seen over the last few weeks, the last few matches. And if we do that, we've got a good chance. But it's going to be a lot harder now with quite a bit of rotation in the squad. Just sorting out some bits here, guys. If you bear with me 1 second. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and being involved today. I'm just looking at the chat. Get your questions down below, guys, as well. It's 29-0 Liverpool. Ready for a thumping. Zaha needs to pop up in this game. I think that's fair. I think we got to expect. Some big performances from players in this going into this. I think they're going to be vital. The players that are playing to really step up. And apparently Bembo Gaming says apparently Benteke Guaita out because of muscle strains. If that's, I think that has to be the case. There has to be slight, and even if there's a slight concern over fitness for those players, Roy's the sort of person who's not going to keep them on for that, you know. Palace fan says thoughts on Townsend, Harvey. For me, as I mentioned already, I think that I'm no concern whatsoever with him playing. I think I'm absolutely for it. I think he offers so much energy, commitment. You can tell he leaves everything out on the pitch, and he also adds that bit of quality. He's got a great cross on him. We all know he's got a great strike on him on his day. I'm not concerned about that at all, and that in many ways strengthens us, I think, because it forces Ayew to play down the middle as a central striker, where I think he plays a lot better. Full time in the Man United game, easy win for Man United. Looking good at the moment. And a chance now as well, with us coming up next, of course. Liverpool Palace is the game coming up after this. We have got just under, about 20 minutes till kick-off as we speak. Getting excited. This could be a good one. I'm really excited for this game. Even with the changes, I'm still excited. Let's take a look at some of the people in the chat. Let's see what you're all saying. There we go. Hazman, shout out to my nan Elma Smeg on her 90th birthday. Love that. Love that, Elma. Happy birthday to you. Are you Gate? Says Tony Pixel. Do you see maybe Meyer getting minutes today, Ben Wilkins? I think he might. The fact he hasn't played at all yet. Didn't play at all in the last game. I feel like he will make some sort of appearance in the game today. It's 3-3. Palace have done it again. I love this. Let's have some positivity. Guys. It'd be great. How's your family? What's your predictions? Says Andrew. Thank you, mate. We're all good here. I hope everyone else watching as well. Of course, it's still got to be cautious. You still got to, stay safe. And I hope everyone is still safe and healthy at home. Those of you who are still obviously in lockdown. My prediction, mate, I'm still going to be confident. I'm still going to be optimistic. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think that last season, if we didn't have Speroni in goal, we had Guaita in goal. And this is harsh, obviously, because I love Speroni. I think he's obviously a legend of the club, one of my favourite ever Palace players. He probably is my favourite Palace player, level with Zaha at the moment. As much as I love seeing him play in the Premier League one last time for us last season, that mistake he made in the end did cost us a result away at Anfield, and we would have been the first team to have got a result there as well. And we've still got to bear in mind we're the last team to get a win in the Premier League against Liverpool at Anfield. There's a lot of Liverpool's bogey team is Palace, and I know it's hard to say when they haven't lost there for almost 2 seasons now, and they're blitzing the league the way they are. But you have to bear in mind their bogey team is still Palace when it comes to teams they've dropped points against in the last 4 or 5 seasons. Krish Nam, evening Harvey. Gutted we didn't keep unchanged. However, Hennessy deserves chance for waiting in the background. Saka owes us a mammoth performance. Would have kept Benteke to hold the ball up. Evening Krish to you. Thank you as well for your support. Really appreciate it. I agree, mate. I would have loved it to be unchanged, but it does look like Guaita and Benteke have got slight strains, muscle strains, and maybe Roy would have risked them. But I think the fact he's already come out and said if we keep 14 to 15 players in this team fit, we won't. We have a good chance of getting Europa League. He said that in his press conference yesterday. I think that's a sign of why he's rotated so much today, is because he's got a bigger picture in mind. Yes, it'd be great to get a result today, and maybe with a full strength team, we might get a result today. We may still get a result now. Who knows? It's going to be a lot harder. But I think the fact that is if we keep rotating the players, we've got a greater chance of finishing where we all want to finish at the end of the season, which is, of course, a Europa League qualifying spot, and that is a possibility. Hodgson trains his team training camp. Look how he did at Fulham. It's true. Yes, he does take charge of training. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all doing well and you're all safe and healthy as always. Big game. I'd love to know your predictions and what you think is going to happen if the change in the team has altered your thoughts on the fixture and and the outcome in terms of the 90 minutes. I want to know how you're all thinking now with this change to the lineup. A bit of buffering here. Just sorting out mine. I've got Also, credit to the Premier League and obviously Palace for giving out the free 24-hour passes on Now TV for season ticket holders, because that's what I'm watching this on now, so that I've been able to stay in the same room here, watching it on my other monitor here. So that's really credit to them. That's quite a good way of when us. It's a shame we can't be at the games, but for them to do this, I think it's quite a nice touch. I'm gonna say if we do win, it'll be 1-0. You're probably all right, Phantom. If we do keep a clean sheet, which is a big if, it'll be an incredible clean sheet if we do. I think it's going to be a 1-0 most likely. Okay, we're back and up and running now. Ross Lamont, any transfers you want to see happen? Check out Back of the Nest, mate. Back of the Nest on YouTube. I do videos there with DR, one of the guys from Back of the Nest. We've done quite a few transfer videos already, and I think that they've been really good recently because we've got some juicy rumours. Ones like Nathan Ferguson that already look like they're going to happen. He's left West Brom. Looks like it's all, but the financial details of a contract with Palace have already been released, already been leaked. So I do think that's going to happen, mate, and I'm excited about that. A young, promising fullback who can play left back and centre back as well, covers the whole defence. Just what we need. Brings the average age down, which has been a big issue with the squad over the last few years. He's my one to watch out for, mate, so far. Red and White's 22. How are you doing, Harvey? I'm doing great, mate. I'm so happy. There's a lot of you in the stream already. I hope you're all as excited as I am and are going to enjoy watching this game, Liverpool against Palace, with me. It's going to be great. The Bournemouth game, if you were there for it, you'll know how good that was, seeing us score. And it's great to score and get the result in the end. And if we can do anything close to that today in terms of a performance, it's going to be a good stream. So I'm glad you're all here watching. Lauren plays 10-0 Palace. He says Reds man. Well, he's not playing, so that's a good thing for you guys. Andrew Lapp, do you think Pierrick will come on? Debatable, mate. If they didn't come on against Bournemouth, I think it's going to be less likely they come on against Liverpool, especially if we're in a position where we've got a draw or a win potentially on the bag with 10-15 minutes to go. But if the game's done and dusted, and i.e. Liverpool will say 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go or 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, I can definitely see him potentially bringing on a youngster. I'd love to see them feature. Maybe not the best game to do it, but definitely would love to see it. Here we go, we've changed over. The team's warming up. They're now interviewing Jurgen Klopp pre-match. Love this. What are we now? We're 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes till kickoff. Oh, I'm so ready for this. Back in the Nest has been great content recently. Thank you, mate, Palace fan. Yeah, Back in the Nest has been doing great stuff. They've been doing it all season, and yeah, credit to DR and the guys there. Check out the podcast as well if you haven't, guys. Great podcast. There's Roy. There's the boy. If you're watching this live at the same time as me, you can see. In fact, I'm going to listen here to what he has to say. It might be about the rotation. Talking about how well we played against Liverpool in recent years and about the record we have against Liverpool. Basically saying he wasn't here for most of that, but it's still a great record. Those results belong in the past and we should focus on today. Saying all the right things. Roy does speak very well in these conferences and to the media. Scored a lot of goals. They've let hardly any in. Stating the obvious, I know, and it's quite media friendly, those answers and everything. You're not going to get anything that juicy out of Roy, but he's saying all the right things. It's going to be a tough game at the end of the day. I'm going to mute that now and get back to it when we get closer to kickoff. Glad Andrews is playing, says Richard Dulaki, but I hope we are not too negative as a team. It's better being positive. Yeah, exactly, mate. I hope we have the same mentality. Try and play without fear. Yes, we're playing the best team in the country at Anfield, but no crowd there. Not that the crowd would have affected us too much. I don't think we're the sort of team that would get affected by an Anfield crowd, to be honest, because there's not much of an atmosphere against a team like Palace, from Liverpool fans. But I really hope we approach the game the same way we did against Bournemouth. I really hope we don't give them too much respect. Yes, they're an amazing team, and yes, they can really hurt us if we make this even a tiny mistake. But have the same mentality we did against Bournemouth, and it will give us a better chance of getting something. I think locking up shot, although you've got to be defensively sound, Cahill starting in there is going to have to have a massive game today. All of them are going to have to have at least an 8 out of 10 performance today to get anything. But especially we have to be defensively sound, but have the same mentality and grit that we did against Bournemouth. If we do get early goals, maybe play the same way we did against Bournemouth and look to just shut up shop and break on the counter. I think that is the right way to go. Go try and get early goals and look to counter from then on out. I say with Phantom, you've hit the nail on the head, Phantom. I say we just go out there and give it our best. We have nothing to lose. Exactly that, mate. We're not expecting to get anything out of this. Anything out of this is a bonus. And we move on to the next game against Burnley, where a win there is much more sought after. I'm not going to say more likely because that's a bit disrespectful, but we're all going to be hoping for a result against Burnley more so than one against Liverpool, I think. Cahill to score his 50th goal today. Potential for a record. Ben Wilkins, love the knowledge there, mate. Riley Williams, where's Guaita? I think both Benteke and Guaita have got muscle strains, mate, which is why they're out of the team at the moment. Riley, so that is a shame, but I can understand Roy rotating and not risking them because obviously we are playing on Monday. There's still busy, hectic schedule. We haven't really, as long as we keep players fit, we've got half a chance, if that, of getting into the top 8. Mine is a bogey player for Palace. If anyone scores against us, it's going to be him. It's a good point, mate. He has been very good against us. Just looking on Twitter, guys, at some updates. Hope you're all doing well, of course, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm still hyped for this game. I know it's a bit disappointing seeing the lineup and it's not what we were expecting, but I am still hyped for this game, for sure. Well, we've got Redknapp. I love how we've got an all Liverpool pundits in the studio. It's great to see. Ross says keep or sell Benteke. For me, I think we should sell because he's so high. The wages are ridiculously high. I would say sell, but then again, if we do keep him, not upset at all if we keep him because he offers something different to the team. He's a better player than Wickham. And offers something different. We need to have that variety up front for every scenario, So keeping him, would not be upset with that at all if we do keep him. Jamie says Martial is world class. A bit of an over exaggeration there, mate. I think he's a good player, but to say world class is, he scored a brace against Sheffield United. I wouldn't go that far, Looking at the table now, we're sitting 9th, a game in hand over everyone around us, and a win would put us level on points with Spurs in 7th. We'd be 8th on goal difference, and crucially, a win would obviously see us go a point above Sheffield United. That's if we win, of course. If we lose, we stay where we are, and more importantly, and unless Arsenal, and if Arsenal do beat Southampton tomorrow, they will go above us, but apart from that, not much change in the table if we lose, so we're in a good spot. Harvey, what's your score prediction? I've got Jason punching on the watch along that Sky are doing. Harvey, what's your score prediction? I'm going for 2-2, mate. I think there will be a couple of goals. I can see us scoring today. I really can. I think if we have the same mentality and approach to the game as we did against Bournemouth, I definitely can see us causing problems. Whether we'll get something out of the game is a completely different story. Liverpool's defence miles better than Bournemouth's, so going to be very hard. Obviously, going to be very hard, but we've got to give it our all. Andrew, should we try and get Batshuayi from Chelsea? I'd still love us to sign him permanently, mate. I definitely think we should. Jamie, yes, mate, we addressed this in the Bournemouth stream, but it is incredibly sad news about Kayla. RIP to Kayla, of course, the Eagle. Some great moments over the years with Kayla around Sellers Park, and it's a shame to hear the news. They're going over the lineup now. Liverpool, as I said, full strength team. This is their first 11 right here, and Salah being back in is never a good thing in the front three. That front three are going to cause problems, and it's going to be incredibly difficult to keep them out. AMG, welcome back, mate. I hope you're doing well. Hi, let's get going with a 3-2 Palace win. I love the positivity in the chat. I love it. Whether or not we're going to get a goal, let alone a win, is a completely different story. But I'm still positive. I'm still positive we can get something today. Hennessy in goal, going over the lineup again. Ward, Gary Cahill, Mamadou Sakho, Patrick Van Arnold. That is the back four. Sakho, big game against his old club today. I'd love to see him have a good game. Chiarte, McCarthy, MacArthur. There's the midfield three. Luke obviously drops to the bench, rotating with McCarthy. Interesting that one, but like for like, so not the end of the world. And Townsend, Ayew, Zaha up front, and I think that is our strongest front three. I think on the day, I know Benteke has done brilliantly for us recently in the last 4 or 5 games that he has played, but I do think I like the setup of 2 out and out wingers in Townsend and Zaha and Ayew down the middle. I think Ayew's pressing game is so much more efficient down the middle, and he's a much better player down the middle than he is out wide, although he obviously scored last week, so he can play anyway. He's just that good, Ayew. Brendan, no way to yes mate, muscle strain. AMG, you're right, muscle strain, and I think he's absolutely right not to risk him. You know, no point risking players when you've got so many games in such quick succession. Going to be hard, especially with Wayne and Cole. Give Hennessy some, you know, I'm going to give him some. It's not all doom and gloom with Hennessy. I know he frustrates the hell out of us, and he has got a clanger in him. Most games he does make some sort of error. But I look back, you know, when I went to, a few years ago, when we went to Man United, got a 0-0 draw away from home, first time we got a point there in the Premier League. He was brilliant that day, some great saves from Hennessy, came out and claimed everything. He has got good games against top opposition in him away from home. It's always been consistency with him, and when he does make mistakes, usually in terms of commanding his area, he's quite, for such a tall bloke, you know, as a goalkeeper, he's tall, you'd expect him to command his area a lot better. He's not, he is quite timid, and I think causes confusion in the back line rather than taking control of events, and that is his big issue in my opinion. Yeah, Tosin back to Everton, he is still out, of course. He had a knee injury back in February, I believe it was, so he's been out, he was going to be out for the season anyway. Their home record is amazing. Last team to beat them was us, playing out of our skin. Wayne in goal does worry me. Is Saka fit? Nothing to lose. Exactly, mate. I totally agree. Got a good record against Liverpool compared to the other teams in the league, even though, of course, no one's won there for 2 seasons here at Anfield. Got a chance though. 5 minutes till kick-off, guys. Get those score predictions coming in. I love the positivity in the chat so far. A lot of Palace, a lot of people predicting Palace are going to get something out of this. I love that. And the teams are getting ready in the tunnel. I'm watching it now. We're wearing that strip again, and we're walking out now. Kale leading the way with the captain's armband. Here we go, boys. It's getting ready. The teams are coming out. Palace coming out of the tunnel in that sash, that amazing third kit. Also, good point made in the last stream. I think we are undefeated wearing that sash away from home. I don't think we've lost. And if that's the case, that can only be a good thing going into a game at Anfield against Liverpool. Zaha, he's got to have a big game today. He's got to have a big game. I really hope he has a good game. Dylan, there you go. 4-0 Liverpool. Arguably a more realistic scoreline. It was to be expected. That we'd eventually get a big Liverpool win. Roy and the rest of the coaching staff now leaving the tunnel, coming to the dugouts, looking very serious and concentrating. Roy there, got that concentration face. Scott Dan sitting on the bench. Do feel a bit harsh on. I do think it's a bit harsh on Scott Dan, but I can understand why he's rotated. I really hope it doesn't. I really hope there's not been too many rotations, you know, and that the team do stay structured and defensively sound, and that the changes don't disrupt the back line too much. Watford beat Liverpool 3-0, so why can't we? Exactly, man. That was with a full crowd. I do think the breakers would have helped Liverpool with anything, although they did draw against Everton. So you never know. But I feel like it's very rare you see Liverpool don't follow up a draw with a win, you know, especially this season. If they do drop points at any stage, which they pretty much haven't done all season, only a handful of times have they done it, even less than that. They follow it up with a win straight after. The teams all lined up. Martin Atkinson, the ref today, normally a decent ref for us. You never know though. They're standing, I've got the Premier League music going. I'm going to turn up the volume now to listen to what everyone's saying. Townsend up front. Yeah, he'll be out wide, mate. I don't think he'll be up front. It'll be Ayew up front on his own. But he does that. He does so well up front on his own, really well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on one of his darting Ayew-esque runs, as I'm going to call it. He's done it multiple times this season, and it's led to some, you know, amazing moments. And Are you to do another insane solo run? I think is on the cards. Playing You Never Walk Alone to no one there is crazy. It is crazy hearing that song come out and not seeing any scarves up in the air in the cop end or anything like that. You see all the banners laid out, but still does have that impact. You Never Walk Alone, you know, still going to have that impact. I think on the Liverpool players, get them ready for the game. Great, that's not Mark Clattenburg, not Martin, Jamie. But yeah, anyone's better than him. Freddie Hall up the Reds. Got a few Liverpool fans in. Nothing wrong with that at all. I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys, and hope you enjoy this watch along in general, whether you're a Liverpool or Palace fan. You know, this is a big game for Palace, big game for Liverpool as well. They go within the game of winning the league with a win here. So SWB Brody says 2-0 Salah and Mane to score for Liverpool. Realistic scoreline, that realistic goal scorers. Kickoff. Literally seconds away from kickoff now, guys. You Never Walk Alone just starting to finish up. Here we go, guys. Come on, we've got this. I think it's about time now we change over to the watch along. There you go. The watch along score and get the timer ready. Let's hope that this score up here stays like that for as long as possible. Focusing on Mohamed Salah, 14 goals in 14 Premier League appearances at Anfield this season. We all know fans there make a difference to that. I don't know. I don't think it will. Let's hope we can keep him out. Oh, come on, Palace. Big game. Can we keep this amazing run going, this record-breaking run for Palace going? Now focusing on Are You. They know, Sky Sport know he's going to be a big player. Chris Palace's top goal scorer with 9 Premier League goals this season. And most of those goals have been absolutely crucial to our season. They've not just been big goals, they've been massive goals. Everyone taking a knee now, the whistle blows. Chiarte, Van Aanholt with their arms in the air. Saka with his arms in the air. Black Lives Matter, obviously that symbol, powerful symbol. Amazing to watch all the teams doing this and the refs before every game. They stand up and away we go. Liverpool kick off and get us underway in what is a huge game for both teams. And Palace win the ball back early. Here we go. Saka on the ball at the back. Nothing silly. Mamadou, oh my God, he does a little back heel, almost gets pinched. Saka's got that in him, but he also has a cracking through ball in him. Ward loses out to Robertson, but there is McCarthy, and that's what's brilliant. I love McCarthy. Obviously, come from Everton as well. He's already doing a bit of the mouth to Robertson there. Love that. He's going to be good. I love McCarthy, the way he gets into challenges, leaves it in. Come on. Liverpool with possession, and we're going to expect this quite a lot. Palace sitting in, all 11 players in the half. Oh, mistake there from Wijnaldum, and it's a Palace throw. Poor there, not what you'd expect as a Liverpool fan there. Off the boils early. They have won the ball back now, Liverpool. And I think Palace, the way we're looking, I know it's only a minute into the game, but we're definitely looking when Liverpool are knocking it around in their final third. We are looking to press fairly high, and then as soon as they look to regroup and knock the ball about, and the initial press doesn't work, we are all slotting in and looking to get 11 men behind the ball, which is fair enough away at Anfield. It's worked there in the past, although we haven't got results. We have scored in the past playing like that, so that's the first step to getting a result, of course, and hopefully keeping goals out your end. Henderson on the ball, knocking it out wide. It's okay, they can have the ball they like there. It's as soon as they start breaking forward, there's a lot of room to work with here for Van Dijk, and now you see Chiarte press and he knocks it out wide to Robertson. So that is definitely what we're looking to do. I think the way we're setting up, almost playing with a 5 across the midfield and with defending, which turns into a 4-3-3 going forward. I don't blame Roy for doing this at all. Don't blame him at all. I like to see a positive mentality, but you've got to realise, not necessarily give them too much respect, Liverpool, as I mentioned already, but you've got to realise who you're playing against and the way to beat them. And the best way to beat them is to obviously be defensively structured and sound, and Cahill's leading the way very well in that defence, as always. And being clinical on the break. And there you go, Robertson playing a ball forward. That's it, you get them frustrated. He tries to force a ball forward into Wijnaldum. Overhit, goes for a goal kick. Job done for Palace, and that's exactly what you want. Scenes when it's the 94th minute and I flicks it up and volleys top bins. Could you imagine the scenes? Could you imagine the scenes? Hennessy takes the goal kick. I think it's a decent start. I know it's incredibly early, too early to say who's doing well, who's not doing well, etc. But I think the approach from these early stages, we can already see what approach Roy's having onto the game and what way we're looking to set up, and I think it's the exact right way to do things. We've got possession now. Love that. Let's try and get a bit of possession, you know. Let's try and hold the ball for a period of play. Get everyone and try and get everyone a touch on the ball. Lovely flick there from Maka, and that was Zaha. Come on, Wilf. Come on, first real chance here. We're going into the final third. Lays it off to McCarthy. Back out wide. And Arnold. Lovely little layoff. Wilf's going to be crucial for this. Chiarte. Space opening up. Come on, Townsend. Make it. Help him. He's done well here. Lovely football from Palace, but defended well by Liverpool. Now they're on the counter, and this is where we've got to be careful. We've got back really well. Players getting back well, make it. Henderson's got room, but Maka's well in. Love that from Maka. He's so good, guys. Love Jimmy Mack. And now we're set up and back defensively. 11 men behind the ball again. So we've done really well there because Liverpool's break. It's all good going forward and getting sorted, but. Got to be wary on those. Got to be wary on those attacks. Those counter attacks from Liverpool. Robertson out wide. Go on, make that. Yes, well done, well in. Defensively sound so far, guys. It's a really good start. 5 minutes in, nothing to report. Just what you want. Oh, come on, ref. Fabinho does win the ball there. Probably is a foul at the end of the day, but a bit harsh on Chiarte. Liverpool with more of the ball, as you'd expect, but sitting 4-5-1 when we're in defence, very compact, no room to work with for Liverpool, and as we've seen already, they I know it's only, again, I reiterate, I know it's only early, but we've already seen them get a bit frustrated and try and force a pass through with Robertson and it not working out, as long as we don't conceive it's a positive result. Exactly, mate. Hennessy there claiming the ball, long ball forward again. You see, you frustrate them, they rotate the ball round. We just sit there. There's no room to work with. They try and go something creative, and if it works out, fair play to them. It's an incredible bit of passing play. If it doesn't, Hennessy's there to collect, or we shepherd it out for a goal kick. It's a good strategy against a team like Liverpool, who really do focus on, who really are clinical and effective when they have those fast moments, those quick periods of play where they can knock it about quickly in and out of players, and don't give them that space and time to work with. It becomes a different game. That's the theory, anyway. How long we can keep this up is a different story. Why has there been a goalkeeping change? There was a muscle strain to Guaita, and same with Benteke. I think they both had slight strains and they didn't want to be risked. Lovely dummy from Mane. Well in again from Maka, mopping it up. Baller. Oh, look for the outball to Zaha. It's hit his back. That's a shame. Chance there for a counter, but Liverpool got it back now. Shame. What are we saying, guys? How are you feeling watching this along with me? Very early stages, but signs of what we're looking to do, and I'm all for it. Ray Lewington going mental on the sideline. Love Ray shouting out commands like that. Oh, a good switch of play from Mane, trying to open up some space. But again, Mack is so quick to get out there to help Zaha, so that there's no, to close down the angles and the options. Lovely little bit of quick feet there. Whipped in ball. Oh my God, almost 1-0 to Liverpool there. Sorry guys, I went silent because I was really focused on that. It was a ball in. It's lovely. It's the first quick bit of play we've seen from Liverpool in the final third, and that is what's opened us up slightly. It really, to be honest, it was a deep, an overhit cross in from Henderson. Townsend gets there, but for some reason, instead of volleying it clear, he mistimes it and he kind of knocks it back across the face of goal. Heart in your mouth moment. And luckily, the bit bobbles around. Wijnaldum screws the ball wide from a shot. Probably should have hit the target, really. But, that's what I mean. The slightest mistake, and it can cost you, especially against Liverpool. So we got away with one there, probably, I'd say, Townsend. Yes, Ross, I do think that, especially this last few months, I know, albeit there's been a break in between, but these last few months have been brilliant. Liverpool on the ball again. Oh, they've got a 2-on-1 situation over with Van Aanholt. Got to get out there, Wilf. Got to get out to him. And he has. What a tackle from Wilf just before Salah was about to shoot. Love that. Get into him. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know. I get so nervy with these games, guys. It's not good for me. It's not good for me at all. Come on, boys. Keep the energy going. I need a bit more from you, Ayer, up front. You're letting them knock it around there a little too easily for my liking. But again, Liverpool dominating the balls you'd expect. No problems with that whatsoever. We're never going to dominate possession against Liverpool away from home. It's just all about what we do when we have the ball. Some decent signs early on when we went forward. Some nice passing play. Good touch from Mane there, but Joel Ward has defended really well in the box there. Could have dived in, he hasn't. Oh, good cross from Mane. Henderson at the back post. Maybe a bit sloppy from Wilf, if I'm being ultra critical. Looked like Henderson. Yeah, Wilf is ball watching a bit there. You can see Henderson in his peripheral vision. And really, if he saw that run, he could have potentially tracked back and put him under pressure at least. But Henderson, with a chance to volley it there in the box, and he skies it, balloons it, probably should have done better there. Just signs there that, we were so good against Bournemouth when we had the wingers, Zaha and Ayew in that game, playing out wide, bombing back and helping the fullbacks in defence. That's why we did so well and negated anything from out wide, in my opinion. And got to do that and arguably more, if possible, against Liverpool, if that's possible. I think need a bit more there from Wilf, just to have this defensive mind switched on, and to be defence first rather than attacking this game. I know he wants to sit there ready for the counter attack, but when he sees a player like Henderson just drifting into the box in his sight, in his peripheral vision, I think he's got to try and get close to him there. I know I'm going really in there, and that's a lot of detail on one slight moment, but in the bigger picture of the game, that is going to have an effect. No, guys, I wish I could block these two guys, but, tell me how I can do that, guys. I'm not too sure, personally. You know the people I'm talking about. I would block them if I could. Okay, good tackle from Van Aanholt. Trent's lost the ball, and Zaha, lovely little cut inside. What a ball out wide to Van Aanholt. Chance here. Van Aanholt overhits the pass back into Ayew, but what a lovely little Zaha chop inside. Beats Trent. Easy. And then a lovely little reverse pass into Van Aanholt, similar to the one he played to Van Aanholt for the second goal against Bournemouth. This is on the halfway line though, with space to run into for Van Aanholt, and just the cut inside, the pass inside Van Aanholt was a bit behind Ayew, got his feet tangled. Real chance there, real chance if we got that going. Started positive fitness in the key, very good in the key game against Bournemouth. We can block them individually. Yes, Brendan, on a good day, mate, we can definitely do that. Okay, mate, yeah, sorry, I've talked about Palace. Yes, if you can, guys, block them. I didn't slaughter you, mate. I was just surprised that on a Palace Bournemouth game, you thought it was the moment to do. You thought it was the moment to do talk about Bristol City. Nothing against it, mate. Just 12 minutes in, still 0-0. Oh my God, and Maya's getting stripped. Who's Maya coming on for? This is not what you want. You don't want injuries. Who's injured? I think. Oh, who's injured? Wilf hurt, Zaha coming off. No! Oh, that's a game changer, guys. Wilf, yeah, looks like Maya's going to come on for Wilf, which is a good sub, I guess, but oh my god. Oh, he looked, there were early signs that Wilf was looking good and up for it, and I don't know how he's got that knock. I don't know if it's a little niggly one off the ball or if, it's a late challenge. Oh, Wilf's got a habit of getting knocks. That's a real shame. And if it makes our job here even harder not having our best player on the pitch for most of the game. It's going to have to be a massive shift from Myra and the rest of the boys. That's so frustrating. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's all about... It's going to be a monumental effort now, boys. Zaha looks like we'll stay on. It's all good, lads. Yeah, well, Zaha always tries to stay on with a knock. Is it good for us in the long term if we are looking to try and finish 8th this season? Is Zaha staying on good for us? Let me know in the chat, guys. Ward on the ball. Cahill. Good period of possession for Palace. Zaha's injury aside. Cal, we only saw him for a few games, mate, but I was really impressed with Tosin. Scored away to City, and there's no bigger praise than that. Zaha coming off, that's a shame. Hopefully it's only short, that injury. Really unlucky that, really unlucky. Hopefully it's not long and we can see him back on Monday. Arguably resting for Monday, bring him back again for the tricky run we've got after that with Chelsea, Man United, Spurs, those teams. Shame. So frustrating to see that, especially when we've got a chance to do something good this season. That's it. Positivity in the chat. Love that. He did well for us, Cal. He did well. It was a shame about his injuries, though. Yeah, let's hope he recovers quickly. I wouldn't worry too much right now. It's just you hope it's no longer than a week or two. You hope it's nothing serious. And, for Wilf to come off, normally he tries to play through little knocks, so it probably is more serious than we would have hoped. Meanwhile, Ayew has done brilliantly to get some space there, and Maka goes for a shot. We've had a shot, 15 minutes. First shot, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, we've it was a lovely bit of quick control. And that's what I mean with Ayew. He's got that in him. He's really got a good low centre of gravity and he's able to do some great turns. Lovely layoff from Mane. Firmino in the box. Well done from Hennessy. That was tucking into the far corner and he's done well to get down and hold that. That's a confidence booster for Hennessy. Quite easy that. I mean, Ward has to stay close to Mane, but he gets the back heel off quite easily there. And Firmino's in. That's what we can, from a goal kick, just a long kick up, and that's what they can do. They're so deadly, Liverpool. It's so hard to defend against them. You're going to get those moments at times. But we're still doing well. Nothing clear cut. That was probably their best chance so far, Liverpool. I think we're going to rely on set pieces in the counter. I agree, mate. AMG. That is going to be the difference here for us. Is can we get in those areas where we can win corners and get free kicks in and around the box, and steer the ball away from Van Dijk. Here you go, chance. Go on, Maya. He's picked the ball up out wide. This is where it's going to be interesting. How do we play when we've got in these areas? All right, we knock it back to the defence. I don't mind that. Let's get the foot on the ball. Liverpool looking to press, and Sacco, that is what he's good at. He's played through the attacking press into the midfield. He's so good at those killer balls through breaking the press, breaking the lines of the defence. He does that really well. Switch of play here. Lovely ball from Cahill. Bloody hell. Shame Chiarte couldn't keep that in, but what a ping. Is there anything that man can't do? Definitely a game changer with Wilf off. Palace need to work hard, dig deep, and scrap a result to come on Palace. I love that Diego. That is exactly what we need to do. Totally agree with that. Van Aanhout is now sought after by Europe teams. I don't know about that, mate. I don't know because of his age if that is the case. I think that lack of pace at the back for Palace will really hurt them against the likes of Salah and Mane. You would say that, mate. We've got quite a bit of a medium block right now, is the way we're setting up. But we are sitting on the edge of the box. There's not that much room to work in, behind us. Good cover there from Chiarte. Again, defending well in and around the box when in those dangerous areas in the final third where Liverpool was so threatening. We're doing really well to press them and keep them out. Defensively, looking as solid as we have done the last few games. Palace are a great team. Should have a bigger manager than Roy, says Cal. Bit harsh on Roy. He's done an amazing job with us. And you never know. We went for a big name manager and Frank de Boer. And we all know what happened there, So be careful what you wish for, is what I'd say. Roy's doing a great job. Roy's doing a fantastic job. Liverpool holding the ball now, as they've done for quite a lot of this game. Not much to talk about though, which is good. I want it to stay as boring as possible. Only a few half chances to speak of. A nice little switch over into the box deep into the box from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Firmino heads across, but easily cleared and well read by our midfield. Chiarte again sliding in on a ball there. He's read the pass and he slid in to make the block, and we have possession of the ball. Brilliant from the midfield. Again, it's how long can we do this? And come on, we need Atkinson. This is where we need you, mate. Ayew chests the ball up front on his own, goes down under a challenge from Van Dijk, doesn't win the foul. That's where we need the ref to kind of give us the foul to break up the game and just give us a chance to set for a potential cross into the box. Very happy, 20 minutes in. Very happy with how it's going so far. Exactly what I thought, to be honest. Asking a bit much of us pressing like we did against Bournemouth from the off. But we're setting to frustrate Liverpool and force them to make mistakes and look to counter, and that's what we're doing very effectively right now. If they play an amazing 40-yard ping through our deep sitting, deep lying defence, and they make an amazing worldy pass, fair play to them. You got to hold your hands up and say that is a world-class team doing a world-class bit of attacking play. Wijnaldum getting into the box, and it's that man again, Chiarte. So far, best player on the pitch for Palace, breaking it up again. That's his third tackle in about 2 minutes. Wijnaldum into the box, cut out. Oh, and it's a corner. Jammy that. First corner of the game, and it's for Liverpool. Time for Maya to show what he's got in his locker. Yeah, Milton, I agree, mate. This is a great chance for Maya to really stamp his name and show, what we've all been waiting to see or hoping to see from him. He hasn't had a consistent run in the team, and when he has played, we've seen small glimpses of link-up play with players like Wilf and Townsend, but nothing that makes you think, wow, Maya's here, if you get what I mean. So this is his chance, definitely, against Liverpool to do that. Alexander-Arnold, so deadly, their set pieces, whipped in, and it's cleared by initially and cleared again by MacArthur. Ball's hooked back in. Sakho's there again, playing against his former team. That's exactly... Oh my God. We're giving away a free kick right on the edge of the box. Ayew, arguably, probably as a foul. Ayew leans into him. Yeah, it's off the ball. He does lean into him. But my issue there is Van Dijk did that on Ayew further up the pitch about 2-3 minutes ago. Very, very harsh, I think. That one was given and one wasn't. And now this is a really dangerous position with Alexander-Arnold over it. And Hennessy's not the best keeper from these free kicks. He is Brendan. Cahill doing what he does best and taking charge of things. But my God, what a bad place to give away a free kick. We can't be giving away free kicks in these areas. Oh, and now I'm nervous. They've got literally Liverpool 5 players standing over this free kick. Could be any of them. They've got so many players to choose from. Oh, come on, boys. Wall. Let's hope the wall stands firm. It's a big wall. Hennessy, we need a big save from you if it's on target, mate. Lucas scored one last week. Can he do the same again? Can we, keep one out? Alexander-Arnold. Lucas scored one last week, and Alexander-Arnold scores one this week, and that's what happens when you give away a stupid foul on the edge of the box. Really good 20 minutes, first 20, and as I said, you've got to hold your hands up. That is pinpoint. Hennessy, he's shown a lot of that side, and he likes to do that, but he's not saving that, even if he did move a little closer. That's a shame. Wanted it to stay 0-0 as long as possible. 1-0 to Liverpool. Let me change the scoreboard. Oh, for God's sake. Let's change the score. That's annoying, man. Oh, damn, we were looking good up till then as well. And then that's all they need. That's all they need. You get punished at this level, And right before, why do they... Every game in the Premier League since we've gone back, there have been goals just before the water break. It's so frustrating. It's alright. Water break's a good timing, I guess, in some ways for a water break. You get to regroup straight after conceding. Heads up, boys. We've not done that badly. Oh, we got to do this. We can do this. We can do this. What a free kick. What a free kick. You've got to hold your hands up. It's a great free kick. I'm not going to get salty at all. I am annoyed that I gave away the initial foul, and that's the same foul happened for us further up the pitch, and it wasn't given. So a bit of inconsistency there from the ref, in my opinion. But it was a foul, and it was a great free kick. Birds of drones, mate. I've said it's a fantastic free kick. I'm holding my hands up. It was a fantastic goal, lovely free kick, and that is the threat. You can't give Liverpool these set pieces to that's they're going to be deadly from them. You have to limit them to as few set pieces as possible. Come on, let's do this, boys. Regroup. Let's go again. Oh, McArthur offside there. Lovely ball forward though. Good intent. What do you mean, Elims? This is same old Palace. Relax, mate. Relax. It's 1-0. We're playing the best team in the country, arguably, we've seen in the last 20 years. Arguably the best Premier League team we've ever seen. I wouldn't get that far. That this is same old Palace. Let's not overreact, people. We all expected us to lose this game. Let's just make sure that it's not a thumping, and there's still plenty of time to get in this. Loads of time to go. Exactly, AMG. Let's stay positive. Loads of time to go. Keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully, when we get into the second half, we start to get a bit more of a foot in the game in terms of possession, and that will lead to chances at the end of the day. I'm still confident we can get a goal against Liverpool. I'm still confident we can do it. I know we've barely been in their final third, but I'm still confident. Who scored for Liverpool? Alexander-Arnold, free kick. We saw a beautiful free kick from Luka last week, and we've conceded one this week. Shame. Would have been nice to stay 0-0 as long as possible. Lovely touch from Ayu. Need a big response from Ayu now after he'll feel guilty about that, and rightfully so, giving away the free kick. I love the way we're putting him under pressure here. That's our ball ref. Okay. Yeah, he is good for going forward, mate. Not as good in defence. Van Aanholt, that's always been his problem, really. On a good day, when he does have decent defence, defending is decent, and he's really good going forward. He is one of the best fullbacks in the league on his day. For sure, but he's just not that consistent. That's the problem. He's not that consistent. We've given away a free kick again. Sloppy. Didn't need to do that. Edge of the box. Not really shooting range. It's more of a crossing area. But this, after seeing what happened with the last free kick, silly, sloppy to give it away there. Have to stop giving away free kicks in these areas. Really have to. Alexander-Arnold runs over it, lays off to Robertson, whipped in. Oh, they've hit the post! Oh, get it out! Joe Ward can laugh now, but bloody hell. As always, and it was the problem going into the break that we had, and this season in general, defending from corners and set pieces has been poor from Palace this season. We've conceded too many goals from set pieces in games we should have got something. Lucky there, it's a good block from Chiarte to make it go off the post. Cross in, corner, Van Dijk wins the header, but it's over. Got to on these set pieces. We've got to. I know that it is Liverpool, and it's so difficult against a team that are very good at attacking from set pieces. But got to stop giving away corners and free kicks, or at least work on how we're defending from them, because we haven't really looked, apart from the first couple, which we looked okay from. We haven't really had a grip on these Liverpool set pieces so far. Hennessy is awful. I hate him with a passion. Bit harsh, Harley. I know he frustrates us, the hell out of us a lot, but to say you hate him's a bit harsh. Nothing he could have done with that free kick. Before you get all the Hennessy critics coming out there, you know, I've critiqued him a lot of times before. Definitely shouldn't be starting. But there's no way you can critique him for that free kick. Even if he did position himself a little further in the middle of the goal, there's no way stopping it. It was such a good free kick from Alexander-Arnold. Palace in possession. Van Aanholt, there you go. Lovely pass forward. Not the best of touches from MacArthur, unfortunately. But again, getting into those decent areas, but then just not getting the passes at crucial times aren't sticking for us, which is a shame. One 0 to Liverpool, half an hour in. Shame that we conceded fairly early in the game. Would have liked to have been 0-0 as long as possible. Arguably, the whole game. But not to be. It's now about how we regroup, and we've not done too badly since. Set pieces problem. Van Aanholt, get out to him. See, Van Aanholt, that is his problem defensively. He gives players so much time on the ball in dangerous areas. And when you have Salah there available and giving him time to cut onto his left strong foot, you've got to be doing better. Liverpool in the attack now. Firmino running in. We're backing away. Lovely challenge from Joe Ward. Just before he takes a shot. That is class. Come on, Ayew. Need more, mate. You're going down easily there. Stay on your feet, son. I'm getting all coach. Stay on your feet, son. Okay. Football coach mode coming out. Yeah, Ayew needs to try and do better. It's so hard away to Liverpool when you're on your own up front, but he's got to try his best to make the ball either stick or, you know, to be more physical up there, because he's trying to win free kicks, and I think he's going down a bit too easily for my liking, to be honest. He's not fielding anyone. Would love to see Nio play. I agree, mate. Whether this is the right game, I don't know. What team do you prefer in the Championship? Leeds. I like Leeds. I do think that them leading the Prem would be amazing to see. And Bristol City. Oh, tried to thread the through ball to Ayew there, just cut out. Liverpool dominating the ball. We haven't really done anything with it. We've hardly had the ball in the last 10 minutes at least. Yeah, Maya's been quite quiet. He needs to step up a bit and try and get involved. Try and, you know, create an opening, get going. Ball out. Ayew again. Oh, Ayew, he's having a poor game so far. That's twice now. He's given away a free kick a bit further out, but in the same sort of area Alexander-Arnold scored from. He's taken out Fabinho from behind. He's just late. He's trying to claim he was fouled, but it's not. You've come through Fabinho, and that's poor. And they know Alexander-Arnold's done it once already. Cannot be doing this. You're right, Brendan. Terrible is a bit extreme, but he's been having a poor game. He needs to sort himself out. Another free kick, and we know what they can do. We've seen what they can do from this area. Got to stop giving away stupid free kicks. We've seen what they can do. Stupid. Don't know who's taking this. 3 of them round it. Might be Salah taking it. Fabinho takes it comfortably over the bar. Warnings there though. Definite warnings. The trio, why has Zaha been taken off? He had a little knock and I think he couldn't continue. And for me, that's a sign that it might be worse than we would have hoped, because normally he likes to play through these knocks. You see him so many times playing on and playing through the knocks and not showing that he's injured. But when he's had to come off, maybe it's because of how many games we've got in quick succession, as everyone has, and fitness is so important and he doesn't want to risk anything. Especially if he wants to try and get a move in the transfer window. But yeah, it's a big loss, and hopefully he's not out for too long. So Myers on the pitch as a replacement. No! The ball definitely was on, Lino. Come on, we need the officials to do something. Come on. Heads up, boys. Come on. Liverpool with the ball. That was a good run from Townsend, and if the ref doesn't blow the whistle, the Lino flag, it looked like the whole ball didn't go off there, in my opinion. He was in a good spot there to cut in and whip the ball in. Yeah, no need to be negative, guys. I know that it's hard when we're 1-0 down, seeing us still carrying on with the tactic to sit deep and like soak up the pressure and look to counter-attack. I know it's frustrating, but what if we go gung-ho and try and get the equaliser? As much as it may be a bit more entertaining, especially for the neutral, we're going to get ripped apart. Best way is to frustrate Liverpool as much as possible, keep it 1-0, because they know the second goal is the crucial goal in this. If they get a second goal, in my opinion, it's game over. It'd be very, very hard for us to do anything from there. But, you know, that's why they're still playing the same way, and Klopp will want that second goal. If they can't get it and we frustrate them for a long time, all of a sudden, we're going to... I will turn it down. Sorry, mate, if that's a bit loud. All of a sudden, we've got a chance to get an equaliser. Liverpool players were shouting about something now. I don't know what. Yeah, just knocking it about Liverpool at the moment. That's all they've got to do, really. Definitely looking for the second goal, though. Oh. Maya loses the ball there. It goes out for a Palace throw in, gets tackled. Need the ball to stick. Looking at this replay, what are they trying to claim here? They're trying to claim handball. He's literally less than a yard away from him. It does hit him in the arm, but he's literally next to him. I can't think you can give a penalty for that. Let's be real, Liverpool. Robertson looking to wind up across. Good block, and Mama's there. Go on, Mama. Lovely header out. Can we keep hold of the ball, boys? No, we still can't keep hold of the ball. We've got to try and get these 50-50s unlocked. Oh, my Lord. God, just wide from Wijnaldum. Liverpool definitely looking the team that are going to score, more likely to score. Of course, tidy plays, they're all over us, not going to lie. What do you expect? It's Liverpool, mate. I'm not expecting us to be dominating or at least challenging them on possession or anything like that. I was expecting this. I was expecting us to try to do what we've had 4 clean sheets in a row. There's no way we're going to change from that tactic, you know, to change from that style of play. If anything, we're going to be even more defensive because we're playing Liverpool. This is definitely the right way to approach this game, and I don't want to see. I'm sorry, but there's nothing anyone can say that's going to change my mind about that. This is the right approach to make, and you've just got to not overreact. We've come off of a record-breaking 4 wins, 4 clean sheets in a row in the top flight. Can we not just lose our head when we're 1-0 down away to Liverpool? If it was Norwich that we were 1-0 down and we were playing like this, of course it's completely different. But let's be real, this isn't the end of the world. It's a shame the way we conceded. we haven't conceded from open play, which is a positive. It has been from a set piece, which is so frustrating and will frustrate Roy and the rest of the team. But nothing. You know, they've had most of the ball and they've been in good areas here. Mane knocks out wide to Salah. They have bossed this half. There's no doubt about it. But there's nothing more. There's nothing. Here we go. Now this is where I do want to see us try and be. See, we give the ball away too easily when we win it back. That is my only frustration. Playing like this is absolutely fine, and I'm all for it as long as when we do win the ball back, we use it wisely. Or it doesn't have to be a quick counter every time. It can be recycled and just used it sparingly, the ball, and make sure we don't give it away and we just get a foot on the ball and change the tempo, try and dictate a little bit of possession. But we are giving it away too easily for my liking when we do eventually win the ball back. As I say eventually, because Liverpool have had the ball for a large period of the game. So that has to be worked on. We have to either counter really well and like effectively, or hold the ball. That's it, Van Arnold. Knock it back. Just hold the ball. That's better. There you go. If there's no quick counter on, hold the ball and just get a feel for having the ball again. I know that Liverpool's press is really hard to get out, but there we go. 1-0, almost half time. It's flown by this half. 1-0 at half time, not the end of the world if we can get there still 1-0 down. If we can stay 1-0 down until the last 10 minutes, it's game on, in my opinion. Of course, this season's been a massive success. Credit to Roy and the lads. Exactly, mate. It's been great so far. We're definitely staying up now, although not mathematically safe. We are safe. We all know that. And still, even with the defeat here, there's still a chance of finishing the top 8. Definitely a chance of finishing the top 8. There's nothing to... This is a free swing of the bat, if you like, to use a cricketing term. Lovely touch from Maya. Here we go, chance. And that is the ball. Van Arnold just not got the pace and didn't really read it. And Trent Alexander-Arnold mops it up quite easily. That's a good spot there from Maya, though. That's exactly the sort of ball that you want to see him play. It was a lovely touch as well. Go on, Ayu. Ayu's giving the ball away again. Maybe a slight change up front just to give us, or to bring someone in closer to him. Hennessy, sweeper, keeper there. Oh my God, Salah slices the shot. Hennessy, mate, if you're going to turn into Edison, or at least get rid of it properly, bloody hell, he heads it straight to Salah. Could have easily been 2-0 there. Yeah, I think Ayu he's normally very good on his own up front, but seems to be struggling today. Don't know if Roy will look to change that, whether that's a change up front or change of formation. I don't know if he'll go that extreme or drastic. I doubt it. Yeah, doesn't look himself today. It's probably fair, Brendan. I know he's playing against really tough opposition and they are targeting Ayu. I think they know when he gets on the ball that he can be a threat. Klopp would have done his homework for sure. Yeah, and he's not been playing very well this half. It's fair, and I will probably admit that as well. He's not had the same sort of energy that we've seen from him, and he has given away the foul that's led to the goal at the end of the day. Great stuff from Cahill and Ward there, really well playing out from the defence. Ayu, don't have too many touches, mate. It's okay. Look at that, 11 attempts for Liverpool to 1 for Palace, and that was from about 30 yards out from MacArthur, albeit only 2 on target for Liverpool, none for us. Here we go, Max Meyer, there's space to work with here. Go on, son. Go on, Meyer, go all the way. Hit it. Oh, comfortably wide, but the space opened up, and that's the point. If you get a good ball out instantly, there's space. There is space there. That was a lovely lofted ball. A slight mistake from Gomez, and that's where you got to capitalise. And there's space to work with from Meyer. It starts opening up around him. He was right to take the shot. Nothing ahead of him really to lay off. All for that. Don't mind at all. First sign from Meyer of a bit of intent. I like that. Positives at the end of the first half. Come on, Palace. Come on, the Palace. So sad when you lose your 2 best players. Exactly, mate. I mean, this is definitely not our strongest 11 as well, which doesn't help. Well done there from Ayu. Van Dijk gives away the foul there. Not every day you see Van Dijk give away a foul. That's a rarity, so fair play to Ayew there. And it gives us possession. At the end of this half, we've definitely got our foot on the ball a lot more, which is great to see. Finishing the half strong and stronger than we have done have been playing for the most of this half. Off the ball, Ayew's gone down again. Looks like there's definitely some stuff happening off the ball there. Yes, mate, AMG, I'm planning to do it hopefully for every game until the end of the season, seeing as that I won't be able to vlog the games anymore. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and guys, if you are enjoying it, of course, thumbs up in the chat, thumbs up down below, and obviously subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos and more watch-alongs. You'll get to know when the next watch-along comes along. You'll get the notification bell as to when I'm going live. So please subscribe if you're new to the channel and enjoying it. 1-0 Liverpool with a few minutes to go till half time. I do think that Liverpool deserve this. Of course, they've been dominating this half. Dominating is fair. Dominating is a fair word to say. Lots of attempts, none that really tested Hennessy. One hit the post after a good block from Chiarte. Obviously, the free kick goes in over the ball. Definitely onside, and that's the problem with Van Aanholt, not in the right position. I know that's a great ball. It's a fantastic ball from Fabinho, a lovely run from Salah, and he just needs to stay on his feet, Van Aanholt. He's not making that header, and it's an easy finish in the end for Salah. No handball there. He's onside, definitely. Nothing Hennessy could do with that. That's the downside to Van Aanholt. His positioning was slightly off, and he gets punished. And it's 2-0, and they know how big it is. See Klopp, he knows how big a goal that is. Right on half time, and that's a game changer. That's probably it now, guys. That's a shame. That's a shame. Out of nowhere, and that's what they can do. There was no sign of that, and all of a sudden Fabinho lofts one over the top, and it's a lovely run and a lovely finish. They do deserve it. They do deserve it, and you were playing against the champions of Europe at the end of the day. It's a big ask going into this, especially with the weakened team and and Liverpool hunting down the title, so close to the title. It was a big ask, and it's looking like it's not going to happen. But yeah, I think the game's done now, guys. Istanbul, you never know. Can we do a repeat Istanbul? I feel like the second half we will play a bit better than this. At least I hope we do. My aim in the second half is not for us to get anything out of this, although I'd love it. I'd love to see us get something out of this. I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will happen personally. It's about our performance. Will we show a little bit more intent in when we do win the ball back? Will we have some more standout performances from players? Have a bit more energy. I just want to see a little bit of a better showing in the second half in terms of intent. Show signs, when we do eventually, when we play Burnley Monday, that it's not going, that we, the signs are there that we can get a result or, get the win against Burnley, first game back at Selhurst Park. That's the games that are going to be crucial for us, our running. Not this game, Games at home against Spurs, for example, is a much more likely result to get than away to Liverpool. That's just the way it is. We were all hopeful, especially after the run we've had, but it's looking like with this team, and obviously with Zaha getting a knock so early, it's just unlucky for us, It's just unlucky. If Zaha was on the pitch, maybe we'd have a bit more of a chance, but so many players out or rotated, it makes it a lot more difficult today, and it's starting to show, I think. Just about to get to half time. It's so if we didn't concede there, Salah didn't, fair play to Salah, that's the 100th goal as well. Premier League goal, I believe. I'm not sure if that's Premier League or Liverpool. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Roy's going to have a word in at half-time. Big half-time team talk. See if we can get back in this. It's going to be a massive uphill climb now. Shame. Real shame. Hennessy is crap. Don't blame it on Hennessy, mate. Neither the goals was his fault. He is a bit of a scapegoat. Hennessy, he is targeted quite a lot. I'll be the first to criticise him when he does something wrong, which is fairly often, but neither of those goals were his fault today. Guaita would have conceded there, mate. Half time, score is 2-0. Guys, I'm going to quickly get a drink because I don't have a water with me. So just stay tuned. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Half time, get yourself a drink yourselves, so you have some food or whatever, and I'll be back to talk a little bit about that half and to interact some more with you guys in just a couple of minutes. So just bear with me. Okay, guys, hello. Half time. I'll turn that timer off. For God's sake. There we go. Half time, guys. 2-0 to Liverpool, as we all know. Not what we were expecting, I think it's fair to say. I think we were all hoping for something similar to Bournemouth. At least I was. I was hoping for that sort of no fear approach where we look to kind of step out a little bit higher, try and get into Liverpool's faces when they were approaching the final third, which we did. But then I think, and it's credit to Liverpool at the end of the day, they're completely different step up to Brighton. They are a step up to Brighton, but a step up to Bournemouth. Because when we win the ball back, whereas against Bournemouth there was space to work with and we were very lethal on the break, Liverpool just quickly hounded it out and they got the ball back almost instantly. We gave it away far too easily for my liking, and a lot of it wasn't necessarily Liverpool winning it back, although their press was very good. It was more us being sloppy in possession. So that is the one thing I want to see change. I'm not going to overreact. We're all disappointed that it's 2-0 down at half time. Of course, we have got a lot of rotation in the squad, injuries. Zaha coming off early doesn't help, and that is a massive game changer, of course, at the end of the day. And it's a shame that he's had to come off, because I would have loved to see how we would have done with him for a full game, and I really do think he would have got something or done something magical today. I really did think going into this that he was going to do something, so that's a shame. But that's obviously a massive reason to why we're not doing as well. We've got a weaker team. You're going to expect a slightly weaker performance. It's not a first starting 11. Ayew has been poor today. There's no getting away from it. He has been on his own up front, and it's such a hard position to play. But compared to previous performances this season, he's definitely not at his best at the moment. And you can't keep it up. I get it. It's hard to keep it up, and especially when you're playing Liverpool, to sustain that sort of level, it's very difficult. But I was expecting a bit more from Ayew in terms of at least making it more difficult for the defence. I think they knocked it about a little bit too easily, and being able to pick passes. I think Fabinho, for example, for the second goal, far too much time to pick the pass. I know that it's very, very difficult, and it was a wonderful ball, and you're expecting Van Aanholt to deal with it as a midfielder, but you've got to all kind of put in that little bit more. Always feel you can put that bit more in against Liverpool, because that's what you're going to have to do to get anything out of it at the end of the day. So you get Hennessy out of this club. Let's not overreact. Neither of the goals were Hennessy's fault, and I will be the first to say if Hennessy makes a mistake, because Hennessy frustrates the hell out of me, and he frustrates the hell out of all of us. He's definitely not going to be our starting keeper, and I really hope. But for for the free kick, yes, he showed a lot of his left-hand side. I get that, but even if he didn't, it was. You look at the replays; it was pinpoint top corner. There was no way he was saving it. The second goal was a one-on-one. It was a reverse, lovely finish from Salah. And Guaita would have conceded both of those, in my opinion. Both of the goals he conceded. So I'm not going to blame Hennessy for either of them. For me, he wasn't the reason we conceded. I just think that it was a moment of magic from Trent Alexander-Arnold from a set piece, and that is something we've got to focus on because we haven't looked great defensively from set pieces, which we haven't done all season, to be fair. So that is a little bit of a warning sign, the fact that they've come so close from corners and crosses. And also the fact that I think we haven't held the ball. When we have won it back, we haven't held it for long enough to create anything, and that's been a massive flaw. When we have got into good areas out wide, all the play's been down the left. When we have gone forward, I say all the play, we've had like 3 attacks in that first half. But when we have got in those areas, when a slight mistake from Gomez, and credit to Maya, he's the first to pounce. Space opens up, he gets a shot off, it is comfortably wide, but it's good intent, he's running direct. He needed a runner going ahead of him. He didn't really have anyone coming ahead of him. He was just on his own. He had to take the shot. Doesn't test the keeper, which is a criticism there, but he gets into good area, and that is, at the end of the day, what we've got to do. You've got to be clinical on the break, and you've got to be able to hold up the ball and bring other players into attack. And it's so hard against Liverpool, I get that, but that is the only way you're going to get something against a team like Liverpool. Have to use the ball really, really well. We haven't been able to hold on to it long enough to do anything with it, and that's why a bit of tiredness sets in. Only our second game back after a few months. Fatigue, could be setting in for a couple of players earlier than expected. You look at that; it's a little bit. Let's look at the second goal again. Van Aanholt will be disappointed there. Too much time to pick out a ball, but you'd expect Van Aanholt to really deal with that, in my opinion, and that is a criticism of him in general. Defensively, he's not the best, and that's. And that is the position we're in at the moment. 2-0 down at half time. Leanne, we're not crap. We've just come off of a record-breaking run in the top flight. 4 wins, 4 clean sheets in a row. And the first time since 1970 that we've done that, in the top flight. Let's just relax a little bit. We're playing the best team in Europe, away from home. Whether there's fans there or not, it's still going to be a really tough game. We all were expecting things because of this good run. We were expecting to be doing a bit more. I was expecting us to potentially, get something out of this. Really unlikely now, but we're still 2-0 not out of it. The question is now, can we just have a better second half? I'll be looking for players like Ayew to step up a bit in the second half. We're only a few minutes away from kicking off. I'll be expecting us to hold on and use the ball a lot better in the counter-attack. That is something I definitely would like to see. But the main thing for me, and it's going to be important going into the next few games, is I'd love us to try and keep a clean sheet in the second half. Losing 2-0 now, nothing to worry about there in terms of a scoreline. Liverpool are playing well at the moment. Not necessarily we playing poorly. We're setting up to play this way to frustrate them. But Liverpool are playing well, and when they're playing well, you've just got to accept that and not to try and, I've said before to not treat them with too much respect. But that's different when you're 2-0 down. You've got to then change the mentality slightly and time when you're going to go over an attack, and not to overcommit. And that's what we've got to be careful of now. If this gets to 3, 4, 5-0, don't want it to turn into that sort of thing and blow kick the confidence out of the side and get the fans turning, which would be crazy if the fans were turning because we are playing Liverpool. But we're all hoping for this 8th place finish. We've got to just try and calm down, realise these are the games our season aren't defined by games away to Liverpool. Burnley is much more important game than this, and hopefully we can get a 0-0 in the second half. That is big for me, and that's a really big positive to take away from the game and take into that Burnley game Monday night. Coming over to a few of your comments. Still think we can get Europa, Harvey? Yeah, of course, mate. As I said, this result doesn't change anything for me. We're still going to be a couple of points off 8th. And we're going to have Burnley next. So it still doesn't change anything for me. We just got to make sure we don't get battered, in my opinion. You don't want it to be a confidence breaker, this game. I don't want us to have Europe. I'd rather let the youth get experience, says Hippie. I'm sorry, mate, but that's a load of rubbish for me. I think we all want... We've never had European football in our history. I think that getting European football is crucial. And Bringing on players when we're 2-0 up, bringing on youngsters is a completely different thing to bringing on players when we're 2-0 down. Albeit, yeah, against Liverpool, in this game particularly, maybe bring on the youngsters if we're 2-0 down, 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go when the game's pretty much done. I get that, but no way would I prioritise playing youth over trying to get Europa League. So easy to defend. 4-3 this half. There's absolutely nothing to lose, but we cannot play with Io alone up top. He can't handle it. I think he's just been defended. He's up against Van Dijk, and he's getting pressed really quickly. And he's struggling up front, and I agree, he's struggling up front. He's had a poor half, and he'll be the first to admit it. Gave away the free kick for the first goal. He needs to step up. I get that. 4-5-1 is killing us. I get why Roy's doing 4-5-1, but you're right. I think there are times in the half where we had to switch it up especially when we had possession. And to be fair, that is what Roy's trying to do. He's trying to change to 4-3-3 when we have possession, and get those wingers now bombing a little bit further forward, and the midfielders to separate slightly. As soon as we lose possession, it's get the men behind the ball, stay compact, 4-5-1, keep them out, and that is what you've got to do against teams like Liverpool. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I have no problem with that tactic. When you concede, though, it's about how you react and how you then change. You now got to think tactically. Do we carry on and hold on for a clean sheet in the second half, which I think Roy will do, and I think it's probably the right way to go about it. And just to say this is a write-off, or do we give it a real go and risk losing 4-5-0? I know a lot of people would love to see us risk it, and I'd like to see us have a go as well, but I wouldn't like to see us, get battered. So it's a fine line. It's a fine line, especially against Liverpool. I hope Zaha's fit for Burnley. Otherwise, it will be a very tough game. It's true, Harry. Yeah, when Zaha's out, we are a different side. Of course, it's a much more difficult game. Whoever we're playing against, if Zaha's not in it, in the side. I'm hoping it'll only be a week or two max, because that is a massive blow to our chances of top 8 if he is out for longer than that. Oh, 45 minutes. Let's see what we can do in this half. Clean sheet in the second half, and that's a good half of football for me. He hasn't, Harry. Hamai's not had the worst game since coming on. He's hardly had the ball since coming on, and I do feel he gets a little lost out wide. I still would like to see him in the middle, but in this formation, in this system, against this team, I can't see him being put in the middle. You're going to look to have 2 workhorses like Kiarte and Maka in the midfield, 3 if you count McCarthy. Wan-Bissaka's not coming back, I'm afraid, Milan. Not going to happen, mate. Assist today for Man United. I do miss him, but it's not going to happen. Will Zaha stay if we get Europa League? 100%. I think if we get Europa League, 100% he stays with Palace. They're showing the goals again. Of course they are. What a free kick from Alexander-Arnold. Wan-Bissaka's perfect example, youth. Yes, mate, I know, but to be fair, when Wan-Bissaka came to the team, we were 5 odd points above the drop. Chance to finish mid-table, but that was about it. We're not in touching distance of a potential Europa League qualifying spot. So it's hard, you've got to weigh up the youth coming in and the first team players. I think if you're 2-3-0 up in a game, of course bring the youth players on. But when you're 0-0 or 1-0 down and you're looking to get something out of the game, Roy is the sort of man who's going to turn to the more experienced players, and there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, in this position. If we were further down, if we were 5 points worse off, for example, I'd say bring on the youth. Don't worry about it. But there is a part of me, until Europa League is out the question, I feel like we've got to give it our best shot, Maybe some of the youth players will step it up in, I know Pierrick has shown glimpses, and maybe in training he might have an amazing training session and warrant at least an appearance off the bench in one of these games. And I'm sure Roy will feature 1, 2, maybe 3 youth players as we get closer to the end of the season. I'm sure of it. But for now, nothing wrong for me with this. Right, let's go back to this. Second half about to kick off, guys. Come on, boys. Let's have a good second half. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Shout out to you, man. I really appreciate the support as always. Thank you. Just waiting now to start the timer. And here we go. Second half starts. Football Ground TV, 100%, mate. We've never been in Europe in our history. Do you know how massive that would be for a club like Palace? We've never been in Europe in our history. Could you imagine a European night, even if it's just a qualifier, with the HF, Sellers Park, bouncing? It's the thing dreams are made of, mate. That means everything to me. And it doesn't mean we can't develop youth players and do that at the same time. It's not one or the other. Ooh, almost a chance for Salah at the back post early on. It's not one or the other for me. It's prioritise Europa League over youth players at the moment. Until Europa League's out of the question, then I'd start youth players after that, because we're going to finish mid-table 100%. As soon as Europa League's out of the question, start the youth players. Get as many in the starting 11 as possible. I'd want to see that 100%. Aiden, if I could sign 3 players, Nathan Ferguson's one, Eze from QPR is definitely one, maybe Ollie Watkins, 3 amazing championship players who I think are ready for the step up to the Premier League. I think that's a way to go as well. Young British talent. No, doesn't have to necessarily be British, but just young talent that will bring the average age of the squad down. They're hungry, they're ready for the step up, and they've got something to prove maybe. I like that sort of player. And Eze, for example, has got so much skill and ability. He's like a reminds me of quite a lot about Zaha. You know, he's got that same sort of style to him when Zaha was a younger player. Liverpool carrying on where they left off, and Palace carrying where we left off, and this is what I expected from Roy. I think Roy's got the mentality now at 2-0. It's going to be very hard to get anything out of it. I'd like to see us give it a go, of course, but you've got to time it, and here we go. We've timed it well. A lovely link up from Van Aanholt and Max Meyer. Nothing really on for Van Aanholt here. He's done well though to hold the ball and get into good area. Tries to force it into Meyer and it's cut out. But well one back by Max Meyer, and we give it away straight away again. But Van Aanholt wins it back. It's there you go. Bit more intent early on. We are looking. We are again not necessarily holding the ball as well as we'd like, but I like that. I like that effort to win the ball back straight away. Who do you think we should sell? Who do you think is going to leave? Potentially Benteke, although I think with his wages it's highly unlikely he's going to leave. I'm not too sure, mate. I have to think about that. Salah, space here for Firmino, space for Mane. Henderson, block it. Yeah, there's a push there. Well done, Ward. Wins the free kick. Good defending. Harry says, as Norwich will most likely go down, who do you think could get a few of their players like Godfrey, Jamal Lewis, Max Aarons? Hey, if we got Jamal Lewis or Max Aarons, I'd be very happy with that. They're 2 young fullbacks who fit the bill for what we're looking for 100%. We need cover for Van Aanholt. We need someone to challenge him for that starting spot. And we need someone to start ahead of Joe Ward, because although I love Joe Ward and he's an absolute, again, another legend of the squad in my opinion, coming up to 10 years at the club, unbelievable servant at the club. Through the best period we've had one of the best periods in our history, the best period if you're talking about consistency in the top flight. He's been a crucial part of that, but he's at the age now where he's not a starter for me, and we need to look at a younger, fitter. I say fitter. Joe Ward's incredibly fit, but a younger, more energetic. You know, it needs to be a younger right back in my opinion. So Lewis and Max Aarons 100%. I'd be interested in both of them. I miss 90 Min channel. It's still going, mate, and I still will be going on there when I'm free. It's just hard with work at the moment to get time to, you know, do their videos, because they obviously film during the day, and I'd have to get time off work to do it. So it's just finding the right time, mate. But they're still going. They're still going. 90 Min haven't stopped at all. Still watch the content, mate. Matt Meyer already getting more time on the ball than he did in the first half, which is good to see. We're knocking the ball about now, 5 minutes in. Let's see if we can get a good 5-10 minute spell and challenge that Liverpool goal. We're giving it away sloppy there from Townsend, and that's the problem. We're playing as if we've got so much time on the ball. In those attacking areas, we don't have the time on the ball. Van Aanholt jumping over a challenge there instead of sliding in. I don't like that. I'd rather a player get injured trying to, you know, win a 50-50 than jump it. Yeah. A bit of hit and hope up to Ayew there, and he's got nothing to really work with there. It's easy for Gomez. Again, when we have the ball, looking quite... We're getting into good air. I said getting into good areas. We're knocking when we do knock the ball around quite quickly, it looks quite good, but we're not actually going anywhere with it. And Liverpool do defend it quite well. It's so hard against Liverpool. It really is. They're so good. See goals here. I can see the way Liverpool are playing very well. Don't get me wrong. You can see them get another goal. Whipped in, cleared by Townsend. You can see them scoring again for sure the way it's going. It's just, can we be disciplined enough and fit enough to keep them out for 45 minutes? That would be a massive achievement for us, I think, this early coming back. Well done for Maya there. Make it. It's overhit from Maya. It's just when we're getting into these areas, we're giving the ball away far too easily, I think. Maya doing the right idea, just overhit the pass. And, maybe it's just not being up to match speed completely for some of these players. Or I don't know what it is, but we're just not holding the ball as well as we should be when we do win the ball back. And that's what you as I said, everyone's got to have at least an 8 out of 10 performance if we're going to get something today, and it's not looking like it. Not being our best game, especially when you look at the 4 games that came before this. But then again, we weren't playing Liverpool or a team of Liverpool's calibre in those 4 games. So it is a massive step up with a weakened squad. Got to bear all of that in mind. But there's still plenty of time. Oh, lovely from Townsend. Lovely little 360. And Sacco, nice drop of the shoulder. Sends Salah. Wake up, Hennessy. Sloppy. Sacco, a soft back pass, and Hennessy not on his toes to clear that. He makes a bit of a meal of it. Very slow off his line and has to clear it for a throw-in. Sloppy. Matty Cash is a good player, mate. Harry Baker, I do know who that is. That's the thing, the main thing I've seen so far. We hardly made any mistakes against Bournemouth. It was almost a faultless performance. Different today. And it's credit to Liverpool for putting us under pressure. That they do this to all the teams they play, not just us. But it's also quite a lot, down to us. Chance if he can get here ahead of Gomez, and he has. Come on. How can he hold the ball enough to link up play? There you go. Well done, Ayew. The more of that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Holding up, passing it back to Ayew, to Kiata getting to play. Maya's been getting on the ball a lot this half, which is good to see. I think he's going to be the main asset for us. Lovely layoff. Hit it, Maya. Oh, Atkinson, give us something, mate. He's had to go through the man to get the ball there, surely. He's come from the wrong angle. He's come from the wrong side. And now Liverpool on the counter. Robertson looks to fire one and it's go over the bar. But all of that's come from us not winning. Exactly, Cahill's fuming. How is that a foul in the first half and then exactly the same thing happens to Maya? Exactly, he's come through the player to get the ball. Yeah, Jamie Carragher, he gets the ball. He has to come through the player to get the ball. I'm not having that. I think that's a foul. I mean, you need the refs to give us something here, because I feel like Liverpool are getting got a decision very similar to that in the first half, which they went 1-0 up from, and we're getting something very similar in the second half, turned away, and it's a bit harsh. Zaha would leave. Who will he go to, and how much will you take for him? 75 million, probably around that ballpark. The Zaha. Who would we get in? I have no idea, mate. And where would he go to? I don't know either. Anyone willing to pay that money, and that Wilf is happy to go to. It's got to be someone good though, because he's on fat wages. Bit more intent though already this half. I know we haven't really tested Alisson at all, and he could have had a nap in the last 53 minutes if we're being real. But MacArthur loses the ball in a dangerous position. Really good press from Liverpool, and now there's a chance. It's opening up. Wijnaldum knocks it wide. Robertson. Oh my God. What a goal. And it's all come, unfortunately, from Maka getting hunted down. We've laid it off to Fabinho, and he, from 40 yards out, you think, yeah, fire, shoot from there. If you score, fair play to you. And he's just rifled one. Oh my word, he has rifled that into the goal. What a finish from Fabinho. I'm watching all of these replays. I'm going to watch. Oh, Hennessy, could he have saved that? I don't know, mate. That is a rocket. Well, I said clean sheet in this half would be great, but when you have players like Fabinho hitting shots like that, Liverpool are just in one of those modes right now. Oh, what a turn! Come on, Van Arnold. What is Van Arnold doing up here? It's it. Oh, it's sliced the shot from Townsend. Good response from Kickoff, but my word, you can defend as well as we were defending well up to that point as well, and you can defend well, and then all of a sudden, one player with that quality takes a shot from 40 yards. When's the last time you've seen Fabinho score from that far out and hit a shot like that? Typical Palace. What a goal! Oh my lord! And that definitely is game over. If it wasn't already, which I think it was, I personally think it was game over already. But that has now sealed the deal. That has sealed the deal. Bloody hell! Well, Liverpool can do this to you. I've said they're just playing really, really well. They are. They were slow and maybe took them a game to get going again against Everton, because they didn't look great against Everton, and that's what gave almost even more heartbreaking for us. It gave us more confidence because of how poorly they were playing against Everton for their team of their quality. Oh, they're queuing up at the back post now. Mane ripped in, Wijnaldum straight at Hennessy. Should be full, really. Got to wake up now in defence. Can't let this turn into a cricket score. And when we've defended so well, and to be fair, apart from the second goal, which arguably could have been done, Van Arnold could have done better, nothing you could do about the first or the second goal. Nothing that the defence could have done at all. They were just brilliant, brilliant finishes. And you can't blame Cahill, Sacco. You can't blame them for it. I think that now the game's over, it's about having the mentality in the squad now to stay focused, to try and if we get a goal, that'd be a nice little bonus. Scoring at Anfield again, been back-to-back seasons, would be brilliant. But the priority now has to try and be to keep them out and not concede another. But when you can have a faultless game plan, but if a player of that quality does a shot like that, I can't get over what I've just seen. He's just rifled it in. I know, Jamie. I know. And unfortunately, yes, this is a game that could, the way Liverpool are knocking it about, be a 5-0 game. And it's not even that we've been really poor, because I think that we've set up in the right way. We arguably we've got to. There's even more of a reason to sit back now, because I know it's boring to watch, and you might as well not watch anymore, I guess, if you're a neutral. But we can't afford to start losing or getting battered in this game by like 5 or 6. I can't believe Fabinho's done that. When do you see Fabinho do that? Typical. It's always against us. These rockets go in. Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah, when Zaha's out as well, I think that's taken a bit of a confidence blow to the side. It's a shame. Exactly. This could be any team in the league, Aidan. It's a great point. You can't be too disheartened with this. We haven't done anything outlandishly poor or anything like that. It's not that we're playing really poorly. We're not playing at our best, don't get me wrong. It's not the best performance from us by any means. But Liverpool are just in one of those modes at the moment where, yeah, they're just looking really, really good. They're looking like how they have all season. And to break them out of this mould is, as most teams have shown, apart from Watford, it's been pretty much impossible to beat. What can you say? What can you say? This is the hardest game we have in the run-in. We were expecting to lose this. Burnley is our main focus, really, in this. After the Bournemouth result, Burnley was the one I was immediately looking at. I wasn't even really looking at result in this, although when you're in such a good run yourself, anything's possible, and you do get your hopes up. But I think from the first whistle, when you saw that lineup, it was always going to be hard to get something today. And Zaha going off after 10 minutes, it all was starting to stack up against us. Atkinson giving that foul, which I think was a foul, but they're not giving a foul similar to that later on in the game and in the second half when we could have had a chance to threaten from a set piece. You know, there's a lot of things that weren't going our way and not necessarily going against us. I don't think that's a fair comment to say. I think that is just things that are going Liverpool's way a bit more as maybe the home team. You expect that, I think, and we've just been unlucky with injuries as well, and it's affected the flow to the game from Palace's point of view, and that's my assumption of it so far. Are the most non-top 6 team I fear when we play against them. That's a compliment in itself, Yusuf. And we are the big team. We are normally a big team side, you know, as in when we play the big teams, we cause problems. I think outside the top 6, I think that we're the team that have got more points than any other, or outside the big 6, we're the and Wolves if you chuck them in with it. Since we got promoted, the amount of points we've got away and at home against the top 6 teams has been quite incredible, really. When you look at some of the other teams who, like Arsenal, for example, who can't get points away from home against the big 4 to save their life, we've managed to get points. Multiple seasons, we've got at least one big result against the top 6 teams. So that's why I think we rate ourselves, or don't rate ourselves, but that's why we go into these games expecting a good performance, because we've done so many good performances against these teams in the past. So it's a little bit disappointing not to see it today, but I can understand why. Second game back, a lot of things going against us, like injuries and Zaha getting a knock as well, and rotation. Liverpool's as well rotating, but not in the way we want them to. They're rotating to a fully fit, you know, squad. It's one of those things, you know. No shame in this scoreline whatsoever, especially when you look at the goals. 2 of them definitely weren't unstoppable from Liverpool. One of them potentially could have been stopped by Van Aanholt. What can you say? You know, what can you say? Liverpool, since I was talking quite a long time there, so I apologise if you guys had to mute for a while there whilst I was rambling on. But in that time, Liverpool were just knocking it about, same way they have for most of the game. I get why some Palace fans may say this is frustrating, but I totally see why Roy and this side have set up the way they have today. I know we love it when the team's like giving it more of a go, but I expect us to give it more of a go at home. I know last season we came close to getting something, and that's probably what a lot of fans are thinking about right going into this game. They're like, I want to see that performance again, but it's easier said than done. Oh my God, Salah inches away from making it 4 there, curling effort. Less than half an hour to go now. Get out 3-0 and you know, get home, regroup, get into training tomorrow or on, you know, Friday, and we go again Monday. I hope. Yeah, Ross, that's what I mean now. 3-0 down. You don't want it to turn into a battering. Of course you don't. But if we get to, say, 20 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, and it's still 3-0, why not give Pierrick a run out? Now, when the game's done, definitely give it a go. I'd love to see us score a goal, actually. It would be nice to draw this half 1-1, or Lucas coming on. So you're taking your captain, rotating your captain. That was a big call from Roy. I know he wants to try and get some of the whole team as fit as possible. So players like McCarthy, who maybe haven't had the minutes coming into this game. And he wants to rest some of the players who maybe have exerted more energy than others, like Luke. He played so well against Bournemouth. But of course, those changes maybe disrupted things a little bit. You know, it's a team that we haven't seen play. You know, these group of players together, the exact starting 11, we haven't seen play for a while. That group of players. There's a lot of, you know, reasons why it could have disrupted things. That's just natural, mate. I'm watching it at the same time as you live. It's just on YouTube. There is going to be a slight delay to the stream. There's nothing I can do about that. I've shortened the stream delay as much as possible, but I am watching this live at the same time as you. It's just a delay on the stream, mate. I like the positivity, Bembo. I like the positivity. Istanbul was a once in a lifetime, is it fair to say, moment. See, if we did it again, if we got a draw out of this now, it would be one of the. arguably as good as Watford winning against Liverpool earlier in the season. They would be all insane. The game was not going Palace's way as soon as White and Zaha and a few others first teamers were off or got injured, Ross says. And I agree. I don't think from the start, the starting 11, it was already harder for us, you know. Even with a full strength team, it was going to be difficult today, but it got that little bit harder. Oxlade-Chamberlain fires wide and over. He's come on off the bench. I didn't even see that. I apologise, guys. There's not much. I'll commentate a little bit more on the game if anything happens. But of course, you guys most of you are probably watching this along with me, and you know nothing's happening. Luca and Riedewald coming on. I'd like to see a youngster come on now. I agree with you guys. I think a youngster coming on now for the last 20 minutes would be good. Chiata coming off, putting a massive shift as always. I thought in the first half he was one of our best players actually. Made a number of good challenges and he'll feel hard done by the scoreline. I don't think he deserves that at all, the scoreline. Same with Maka. So putting more energy into the midfield and hopefully we see a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see with Riedewald in the midfield now, which is a position I've always wanted to see him play in more consistently when he has played for us. It'll be interesting to see what he can do because I think that he is a very good player in the midfield and that is his best position, Riedewald. So, yes, youngsters I want to see play, of course, but Riedewald, a fairly young player himself still, it's a great chance for him to prove himself in the midfield. Well in from Ayew, he's been very quiet today, Ayew, not his best at all. It's hard away to Liverpool, I know, but yeah, exactly. They're not going to last a full 90, or if they do, they're not definitely going to do it for multiple games. And Roy knows that, Ross. So that's why MacArthur, Chiarte are coming off at now these points in the game. Can we have a foul, Ref? Ref! It's exactly the same as the first half. Where's the consistency, mate? I know we're 3-0 down, but you've got to be consistent with your decisions. If you're going to give a free kick to Liverpool, which they score from in the first half, be consistent with it, mate. Oh, the refs in this league frustrate the hell out of me. Oh. Tangy Pixel, exactly my point. I can't. If we've been this, we haven't been at our best. Don't get me wrong. We've not been great by any stretch. Looking at ways we have played against not just top teams, but in the league in general this season, we played a lot better games than this. We've not been awful, but we've not been great either. It's been a very meh performance from us, I'd say, especially off the back of our run. But that being said, none of the goals I would say are our fault. They've all been goals that have just been great moments of quality from a great team, the best in Europe, as we all know. So all three goals, I can't fault a player on them really. I can't blame one of our players for them. I know people want to blame Hennessy, but no. He's not at fault for those goals. They've just been all unstoppable, as you said. Go on, Townsend. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, it's a lovely pass from Mane. Firmino, Salah. Oh, my word. What a pass from Salah. 4-0, guys. Now it's turned into a battering. Such a shame. But again, even there, yes, we gave the ball away and we probably should have done better there. But from there, Salah with an absolute peach on his weak foot. He plays an unbelievable through ball. What a run from Mane. You're not going to catch him. Joe Ward ain't going to catch him. Neither's going to be McCarthy. They're not quick enough. Potentially, Hennessy, there's only one place he can really put that strike. But he puts it pinpoint in the corner as well. Again, what a goal from Liverpool. It's just a lovely pass. Yes, we could have probably not given the ball away earlier there. I do think that's something that could have been prevented. But again, what a goal. Yeah, Ross, I agree. Townsend shouldn't have, very sloppy from Townsend, and that is the first real mistake that you can say has led to one of these goals. But yeah, the passing's been brilliant, and the finishing's been brilliant. And again, it's just before a water break. Ref, your timings. He could have given the water break and that could have, cancelled the whole thing out. Shame. But yeah, 4-0, Liverpool just on one at the moment. There's nothing you can say. It's not necessarily us being poor, and it's crazy to say at 4-0 down. I don't feel like we've been awful today. I really don't. I think that it's just been moments of brilliance from Liverpool. That's it. So many injuries and replacements. I'll reiterate that again. It makes a massive impact when you're playing a top team like Liverpool not to have your best players on the pitch. It just does. All of these are fantastic goals. I'm watching all of them back now. They're lovely goals. Lovely, lovely goals. They're being unstoppable, Liverpool. They're being unstoppable. We're starting to fatigue now as well. You can see that. So I'd like to see Roy make a few more changes. Do you know where great is? Brett, he got a strain, a muscle strain, and so did Benteke. So both of them weren't risked even from the bench today, which was the right decision from Roy. I think he said himself, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, any chance of finishing in 8th place for a European qualifying spot, we have to make sure we have 14 or 15 of the first team fully fit. That's what he said, his own words in the press conference yesterday. And that's why he probably left them out. Any chance, if there's any slight injury, don't risk it. Let them, get them back as quickly as possible to full fitness. And that's what he's done. And they had a muscle strain. I don't think he was deemed fit enough to start. And it's a massive shame because I think the Guaita goal, I say the Guaita goal, none of these goals, in my opinion, are Hennessy's fault. I think they're all brilliant finishes, and Guaita probably wouldn't have saved. It might be 3-0 right now, not 4-0 if Guaita was in goal, but we'd still be losing, in my opinion. But it is still having your goalkeeper and Dan replaced for Sacco. Changing those crucial parts of the spine of your defence, which we've got 4 clean sheets in a row with, it's going to make a big difference, especially against Liverpool. If Hodgson were to leave or retire, who should Palace get as their manager? And it has to be from the Championship. I don't really want a manager from the Championship, mate, if I'm honest right now. And I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, mate. Firmino. Possibly a manager from the Championship. I think a younger manager would be great. Who would I be looking at from the Championship that's done well? You know what? I say younger manager. Bielsa. Why not? I think Bielsa would be interesting at Palace. I'd love to see the sort of the Bielsa bucket in the dugout. I think there'd be a lot of people back in the bucket. We've hardly touched the ball since the goal. Lovely. Well read by Luca there. But instantly, oh my God, how's that a foul? Is he given a foul for that? Atkinson he's in one of those moods today. Any sort of 50-50 or we go down and it's not a foul. But Liverpool's getting everything till the sun goes down, Where do we go from here? I wouldn't overreact to this, mate. It's just we're second game back after 2 months out, and we're against the best team in Europe, and this is this can happen, and we've got a weakened team. I was much less when I saw the team read out. I was like, still a chance we could get something if we all have a faultless game, but it's much more unlikely now. I said that at the start of the stream, and I stuck by it. I'm not going. There's no point overreacting to this result whatsoever. This means nothing to me. This result in terms of what effect it could have on our season or anything like that. I'd expect to see a stronger team against Burnley than the team that started today, and I think we'll play a lot better. I think we'll change our approach to the approach we had against Bournemouth, where we start off a lot quicker and we're more intent than we did against Liverpool today. I know that's going to frustrate a lot of people that we didn't really give it a real go from the get-go, but I think Roy's still wary of injuries, and if we go gung-ho against a team like Liverpool, who having had muscle strains in the squad already before the game started, I think there might be a bit about Roy where he's like, I don't want anyone else to get any more muscle strains from overdoing it when this game, it almost feels like he's writing it off before we've even started, which is disappointing as a fan. What you want to see us do well against the big teams, but I can't blame Roy for doing that if he's setting up the way he has. Palace need fresh players in the summer. They need fresh faces. Yeah, we've got too many old legs and faces, Ross. That's been our problem with the oldest squad in the league, and we need younger faces in. And I think getting players like Ferguson in from West Brom is a good sign. That's about to happen, and that's a great start. It's just frustrating, but I do agree. Best season we've had. Exactly, mate. Look at the positives. Frustrating as hell, but it's Palace. They're always going to frustrate us, and that's why I'm smiling right now, because I know. Doesn't matter what year it is, you could be a Palace fan from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 1000s. It doesn't matter when you're a Palace fan in the past or your relatives or whatever. They've always been a frustrating team. Palace are just that sort of club, and it's in our DNA. We never do things easy. It's always a bumpy ride, but that's entertaining, and that's why we love them. Phantom, relax, mate. None of that. It's not the end of the world. It's a 4-0 defeat to the best team in Europe. And if you think that's disgraceful, then I don't know what to say, to be honest. Must win versus Burnley. If we want to finish top 8, it definitely is a must win. I agree with that, Brett. You have to win those games if you want to finish in those positions. If you want to deserve the right to say you're in a Europa League qualifying spot, to have the right to say you're a top 8 team, you've got to be looking to win those games, in my opinion. Yeah, I want Ollie Watkins at our club, Benbow. So do I. Exactly, Ross. Exactly, and that's the point I've made throughout the stream. You're probably bored of hearing it now, everyone. So, I'm not going to say it again. But yeah, the injuries have killed the momentum and the rotation. And it's a shame. It was kind of enforced on Roy. A couple of the changes that he made to the squad, or a change. I think Luca coming out for McCarthy was his decision, but the rest of it I think were all enforced by injuries. So it's a shame there. Or Scott Dan got replaced, but then again he is 33, Scott Dan, and you wonder against Liverpool, Sacco against his old club. Maybe there's a bit of the nostalgia there that Roy was thinking would come into play. We haven't really thrown away points to teams below us. Exactly, mate. We've had a very good record against teams in and around us. I think there was a stat on the BBC in the last watch along that we saw. A stat came up when we played Bournemouth saying that against the teams in the bottom 6, I think it was the bottom 6, Liverpool had 27 points from teams in the bottom 6 this season. Was it 27? Yeah, it was 27. Palace are second place with 24 points. So we're second in the league in terms of points taken from teams in the bottom 6. So, we've, unlike previous seasons where we used to do it the wrong way round and we get wins like away to Chelsea, away to Liverpool to stay up in the past and lose the 4-0 at home to Sunderland. At last, we're starting to do it the right way round, and we're challenging in games like, maybe not today against Liverpool, but we're challenging against top teams and not necessarily getting the results every time. But we're definitely getting results against teams we should be beating on paper, which is good to see. A bit more consistency, and it's all baby steps. We're all gradually getting to that stage now where you can't risk leaping straight up there. Burnley had that season where they had everything fell into place. They had teams around them not playing well. They had teams up in the top half that were a little bit inconsistent, not at the best of the peak of their powers, and they took advantage of that. They had a system that people couldn't really work out, how to stop, and they've done it, and they got their Europa League spot, the qualifying spot, which is obviously what we're aiming to do. Us, on the other hand, we're playing a system that people know how to play against. We're Crystal Palace at the end of the day. We're never going to be consistent as much as we try. 4 wins in a row is consistent, very consistent for us. I can see Roy's disappointed in his face. He's disappointed that we're 4-0 down, but chin up, Roy. Got big games to come, more important games than this one. Basically, I think what we're seeing are baby steps. As I mentioned, us losing games that get 4-0 at home to Sunderland and beating Chelsea away, Liverpool away, it almost puts back in a couple of seasons ago when we were in a relegation battle under Allardyce, and games of that sort, getting to an FA Cup final in 2016 with Pardew as manager, when in the league we just stayed up with a win against Norwich, really being the defining moment in that season to stay up. As amazing as those moments were, it kind of clouds the real story there, It's not great in terms of your model as a club, in terms of building success, if you're going to get results against the top teams and then not so much against the teams and the bottom and around you. We got it that season with Allardyce when he kept us up in amazing fashion. We had an amazing run in, but we got it the wrong way round over that season. We got wins against the top teams and losing against teams below us. Now we're starting to see us, especially this season, getting teams around with teams below us. We're getting points. Second place in the form table against the bottom six is an indicator for that. And although we're not winning as many games against the top teams, we're taking points. A draw away to City again after winning last season. Arsenal getting a draw away to Arsenal from 2-0 down. Signs that we can compete at that level at least. Maybe not getting wins every time against the top teams, but competing and getting points. And again, as I mentioned, that's a sign of baby steps. We're slowly building, and eventually, the way we're going, I think we will challenge for an 8th place spot. It's going to be hard this season, of course, but if we don't do it this season, the next couple of seasons, the way we're going, definitely we're having baby steps towards that Europa League spot. And I just spoke for about 10 minutes there on our build and our grind to Europa League. And I apologise for ruining the stream for you guys if you don't want to listen to that. I know you've got a lot of chat coming in. We're into the last 10 minutes. Nothing to report, as you'd expect. No subs from Roy. Get a youngster on now, Roy. 10 minutes to go. Get Pierrick on. Why not? For Ayew, put him up front on his own. Klopp's put on Williams here, the youngster at right back. Might as well. You might as well, Roy. Well cleared from Van Arnholt. I understand why Roy took Luca out. He's on his 9th yellow. Exactly, 9th yellow. And if he misses the Burnley game, Roy knows. If he gets a yellow today against Liverpool, which is likely, he'd be out of the Burnley game because he's had 10 yellows. And, and that's a massive game in our season. We need to win against Burnley. And we need Luca, I think, in the squad for that. So, understandably, Roy takes him out. It's all tactical. Yeah, new right back, centre back, midfielder, another attacker. I'd say more, maybe not so much a midfielder. Maybe a midfielder would be the last on my list. More a winger and a striker, I think, come up ahead of another midfielder for me. Alex Popov, it's because it's a 45-minute timer. So the first half was 0 to 45 minutes, and then the timer starts again in the second half. So there's 8 minutes to go in the second half. We've got 82 minutes on the live on the Sky Sports. So that's why it's not a 90-minute timer. It's just a 45-minute timer, mate. Yeah, a bit far off of your prediction, mate. Sell Zaha, Benteke, Saka, buy a defence. We've got a decent defence at the moment, mate. Sell Zaha, Benteke, Saka. We get a really good striker winger in, and a right back, and we're laughing. Fingers crossed. Jared Bowen would have been like, yeah, we were so close to getting him in deadline day as well. That would have been an amazing signing, but West Ham came out of nowhere. And if they get relegated, then good luck to Bowen in the Championship, you know. It's time to get rid of Zaha. I think get rid of Zaha is a bit of a harsh word. Accepting a bid good enough, to sell Zaha, I would do. Getting rid of him sounds like we don't need him and he's not good enough anymore. I think selling him for an acceptable price is definitely something we should look at in the window. If we don't get Europa League, if we do get Europa League, keep him at all costs. He wants Europe. If he could play, imagine Zaha playing in the Europa League for Palace. How insane would that be as a fan? Harvey Elliott coming on. He's a baller at his age, isn't he? Even if he has got a silly haircut. I can't really talk. I've got the proper Claire Balding lockdown trim right now, as I've been told. But yeah, Harvey Elliott's got a shocking haircut himself. 75 mil right now, I think is fair for Zaha. 100%, that is the price we should accept. Picks to get relegated, I think Norwich definitely down, mate. I think that Bournemouth are going to be down with them, and it's between West Ham and Villa for me. I think Watford are going to have enough to stay up at the end of the day. I think West Ham, they've they've got a great team, and I think on quality alone, their team should be able to stay up. But their running is so bad. The same with Villa. It's between them and Villa for me for the last spot, and I can't decide. William, mate, it's not even us defending poorly. It's 4 brilliant goals from Liverpool. It's typical. 4 unbelievable goals. 2 of them unbelievable finishes. The other 2 just brilliant passes and finishes as well. So is it William? The scoreline, I wouldn't say it doesn't flatter Liverpool. They've been the dominant team in this game, but we haven't been really bad in my opinion. We've been off the pace and we've not been great. Pierre's on, which is a great sign. Sorry, I've talked over Pierre coming on, so he gets a run out with 10 minutes to go. That's great signs there. I hope that makes people happy. It makes me happy. But we've not been insanely poor. He wouldn't be in the Championship, Harry. He'd go, if West Ham got relegated, Anderson would be off ASAP. A lot of that would be a massive overhaul in that squad because of some of the wages in that team. We're not going to be able to be sustained in the Championship. Trying to cut it back. Well done from McCarthy. Well read. Since the 4th, nothing's happened, mate. No, guys. Pierrick on the ball here gets hounded out, but there were 3 players around him. Nothing much he could do there. Wasn't really backed up by the rest of the squad, which is a shame. Cheers, Brett. Thank you for joining in. I don't blame you for leaving a little bit early before kick-off. 4-0 down. It's understandable. Thank you for your support, mate. And if you share this out to your mates, this stream, for the people to watch the highlights, I'm sure Liverpool fans will enjoy the highlights. Please do like, share, subscribe as well. I will be, guys, at full time. I will be leaving about a minute or 2 straight after. I don't really hang around at the end of full time. I will leave my thoughts for another video on. But I kind of explained my thoughts in this game multiple times. You know my thoughts go on how we performed in this, and the key is the Burnley game next, not this fixture. Exactly, mate. Ferguson looks to be a gem, Alex, and hopefully he turns out to be one. Absolutely. He looks like a real talent. Exciting signing for me. I'm happy about that signing. I really want him to do well. Liverpool, 1 game away from winning the league now. It's happening. It's going to happen. Fair play to them. They've been outstanding this season, and in this game in particular, they've been unbelievable as well. Just you got to hold your hands up for unbelievable goals, and it's a team that have Alisson really could have slept in this time. He's been brilliant. He's been brilliant this season. The whole team have for Liverpool, but they've been brilliant. You can't really say anything. Against that. You can't really say anything against that. It's not even us playing really poorly. We've not been at our best, but Liverpool have, and that is the unfortunately we played them on the wrong day. If we were playing them when Everton played them, maybe it would be a different result. But hey ho, heads up, on to the next one. The important game against Burnley. Good challenge for Ben Arnold. Stops a good Liverpool attack there. Some good performances since the 4th. I know that's waffle when you see the scoreline, but the main problem has been we've not been able to create anything going forwards. We've been hounded off the ball. We've given the ball away sloppily when we do get decent possession and look to move forward with it. Too many times we've given the ball away, and I think as the goals start going in for Liverpool, the intent from the team drops off less and less and less, and yeah. That's just the way it is. Every team would be. There's no other team in the league that would. Every other team in the league in this scenario would be playing the way we are, I think. Coming up to injury time, about a minute away now. Liverpool got a corner. Harvey Elliott to take. Travis, hello mate. The Zaha injury was early on, which was a killer. I think if Zaha was fit for the full 90, it may be. Well, we may have. I think we might have got a goal in this. It doesn't look like we are going to score now, unfortunately. Another corner, good challenge from Sacco. He basically, mate, it looked like he just pulled up. I think it was a strain or something like that. But he didn't want to continue. Normally, you see Zaha play through an injury like that. But I think he was thinking onwards for the rest of the season, and so was Roy and the coaching staff, and they made the decision quite early to take him off. And I And he was a bit disappointed, but he understood, I think, in the end. And yeah, it looks like a few weeks. Hopefully, if it's longer than that, that's really going to have a blow on our attempt at finishing in the top 8. But yeah, I think that it might just be a game or two that he misses. Hopefully. Exactly, Travis. Yeah, don't risk it. Just take him off. But unfortunately, that's obviously we had a weakened team, even with Zaha in the squad at kickoff. And with him coming off so early, any chance of getting a result has clearly just been out the window. Salah's in, could be 5. Big save from Hennessy. Good save from Hennessy. That's good to see. I know it's 4-0 already and he's let 4 in, but 5-0. It's a nice save from him, low to his right. Yeah, Harry, exactly. And that just goes to show they played awful and won earlier in the season, Liverpool against us. This is them playing very close to their best, I'd say. This has almost been a perfect performance from Liverpool. In fact, it has. They haven't conceded, they haven't given away very many chances whatsoever. It's just we played Liverpool on the wrong night. It's just they're in that mood at the moment, you can tell. I prefer Pierrick on the right, not centre forward. So do I, mate. I think he's better as a winger. But he's getting a run out, which is the important thing, and that makes me happy to see, for sure. Well, we've got 2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes left, and it looks like it's going to finish 4-0. You know my thoughts, I've mentioned them already on the game. Burnley is going to be massive now. If we can get a win against Burnley, the dream is still on, guys. Do not lose faith. The dream is still on if we get a win against Burnley. A lot of you have tuned in for the stream today, guys, and I just want to say a massive thank you for that, because I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. Even when we're losing 4-0 like this. Oh, Salah almost made it 5. Oh, good block from Sacco. Almost 5-0. Screwed over a bit from the start with the rotation, the injuries for Guaita and who was it? And Benteke were quite huge in the end, I think, to the team and the starting 11 and the way we approached this game. Zaha coming off after 10 minutes was massive as well, and from then on it was always going to be a massive uphill battle, especially with the mood Liverpool are in and the way they're playing. And it wasn't to be in the end, but onwards and upwards. I'm not too disheartened by this. There were 4 unbelievable goals. Less than a minute till the full-time whistle now. I hope that you enjoyed this stream, guys. The big game, as I said, is against Burnley next week. We need to win that and then try and pick up results against some of the tough teams coming up. We've got not a very easy run in. It's not, but we're not out of the hunt yet. We can still get top 8. We still got to have faith. I don't think that the team have got are very strong mentally. I don't think they're going to let this result affect them too much. I don't think they will. I think they know this is a one-off, and Liverpool just been an amazing team on the day, and we've just been beaten by the better team. You've got to hold your hands up. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. A lot of you have stayed tuned in, and all I can say is a massive thank you. I really do enjoy doing these 2 watch-alongs so far, and I will be doing it again on Monday, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Full-time whistle is about to go. Martin Atkinson, who's not really done us many favours today. And there we go, full-time 4-0, end of the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I will be doing some more videos. We're back at the Nest, of course, so subscribe to them if you haven't already. Some more transfer videos will come out with them, I'm sure, over the next days or so. And a new watch-along and preview and everything will be out on Sunday, and Monday will be the watch-along, of course, for the big game against Burnley. Massive game against Burnley. So thank you guys for your support. You've all been unbelievable. I really do appreciate your support, and it means the world to me as well, seeing all the thumbs up and likes and everything. It's great, and hope you enjoyed it. Not the result we wanted, but onwards and upwards, up the Palace. Let's go. See you later, guys. Have a good evening.